All right, February 25th, 2019, and we are going. We're reshooting this. I did a video, it covered two topics, and it was a little hard to follow if you're not in love with me or just love listening to me rant for half an hour. So, we're going to split it up. All right? We're going to go grippy, grip. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. I did. Don't eat too much or whatever. If it sucked for you, then don't worry about it. It's just a made up thing anyways. On the grip side, we're going to go with the grippers. So dynamic, moving, not static. You know, like static, where you just squeeze hard and your hand doesn't move. Dynamic and crushing, all right? So the four fingers pulling in. Whether it's a handshake, although that has a lot of thumb in it as well. But this, all right, we're doing this. Not the thumbs. Thumbs don't tie into this, just the four fingers pulling in. Thumbs give support and like a foundation for it. So this is, shit, I was back in the Navy. I was getting ready to get out of the Navy. It was like 2001. Surfing the internet. I'm bored out of my mind with training. I stopped. I kind of got red pilled when it came to a lot of the bullshit that was going on with the muscle and fitness stuff and everything I've been told since I was a kid. Yeah, and I was like, it's all bullshit. And then I looked, it was a Thanksgiving. Me and my wife are watching the World's Strongest Man competition, which I don't care who you are, it is one of the most entertaining events out there. If you never did a push-up, it's still cool to watch monsters, dinosaur men. You know, they're as big as T-Rexes lifting boulders bigger than your car. I mean, it's awesome. If you like superheroes, you like watching the World's Strongest Man. I mean, it's the coolest sporting event there is. And it's an individual thing. You didn't win because everybody else did it for you. It's great. So anyways, I went looking around on the interwebs back in the day, and I stumbled across ironmind.com, run by this guy named Randall Strawson. All right. Grip guys, we'll call him Randy. Randy! But we're not that close. We love him. That's why we call him Randy. But he's Mr. Strawson. And we're all very fortunate for him. So, he had these grippers that were for sale. They look like your regular sporting store gripper. But they're not. They are not. So this is they're all metal. And this isn't an ad for Iron Mind. There's a bunch of grip companies or grip strength based companies that make grippers. All right. Back in the early aughts, when I found out about this, all I knew about was Iron Mind at that time. Now, you've got some new guys or whatever you want to call them that are making other similar products, but they're better in other areas and different. Barbaran makes cool grippers. Canon, I think it's Powerworks, I don't know. Wade Gillingham, a big grip guy. He's got they're gorgeous grippers. You can get them in blue, red, all kinds. You know, if you want to customize them out, which I got a story about that, because you used to be able to even do that a long time ago. There's more than one game in town. All I'm saying is the way I came into the grip stuff was because of Iron Mind, and it was their website, which is awesome. Again, thank you, Mr. Strawson, Randall. Anyways, so these grippers, these are great. This is not a Cracker Jack gripper. And all the grip guys out there, I should have told you at the beginning of the video, there's no need for you to watch this because this is fucking basic. All right? This is for all the people that may watch this who aren't grip guys, but it can help them. It would have been really cool for me to see this. So that's why we're doing this now. Way harder. Way harder. This is a trainer. This is... It's got T stamped in there. You probably won't see it because of the light or whatever. But it's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 times harder than a regular sporting store gripper. Very easy to do if you have some hand strength. But even with my old beat up hands now, this still feels good. It's a great strength, and you can you can still incorporate it. But the greatest thing about these, which is why everybody likes grippers, which is why companies in China pump out paperclip grippers and people still buy them, is because they're convenient. All right? This is a 4. This is a brick. All right, it's like squeezing a brick. I'm not a 4 closer. Not at all. All right? But this could fit in my pocket. No problem. And if you're working on closing it, you can do heavy negatives with it. This is how hard it is. All right? That's hard to close. And I met 2 of the guys on the list that closed it. And one of them was my real good friend, Tommy. And Tommy still has my 3. But this is a beast. All right? I haven't done grippers in so long. Even the chest crushing thing. I'm feeling it. All right? So they get that hard in a real small package. It's like carrying a 500-pound barbell in your pocket. That's how cool. And that's the appeal of why this is just so neat. You can have a heavy-duty strength tool that nobody, I mean, they make grippers that literally nobody in the world can close. Warren, all right, we're going to get on Warren in a minute. But grippers have been made that it's impossible to close. More for novelty, but who cares? It's still cool. It turns into a collectible kind of thing. You can see I have a pile of grippers here. Most of them I can't close. Most of them I use to train to close the 3. They're various strengths. I probably close about, I don't know. I probably close about half of my grippers. I don't know where my 2 is. Knowing me, I probably let someone use it. And I think my son Ronan's got my number 1, and the new Iron Mind grippers, I bought some of the really light ones, the sporty ones, for my little kids. And they love them. They're cool. But anyways, so this whole idea came from the mind of a guy named Warren Tetting. Warren Tetting. All right? Up from Minnesota. I believe he was from St. Paul. And we're going to pause and we're going to have a drink for Warren. Warren's a man. He was the man. He passed away. Big loss, but he was a big boost to strength sports. Huge. This guy didn't just think about closing grippers this way. He made grip machines. He thought about ways to train the thumb, open hand. He made pinch blocks, leverage bars for the wrist, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. He was a huge fan of athletic endeavor, especially when it came to strength. All kinds. I mean, and he could talk baseball or you name it. I mean, he loved athletics. And this is an old guy when I was talking to him. Now I just called him on the phone and talked to him. And he shared some of his precious time on this earth with me. And made my life better and helped me immensely. But so he's an old guy at this time in the early aughts. He had studied like the supplemental side, how that's real big in the Generation X time and going forward. I mean, it was always big, but like now it's like, oh, you're gonna take this to get vasodilation for a pre-workout, and this is gonna be thermogenic to help you burn fat off your fat ass, because you're a lazy cunt and you eat too much and you don't work out and whatever it is. He was even looking into supplemental stuff to eat. Aside from the training, his training principles were sound. Move slowly forward and you adapt and you get stronger or faster or whatever. But I mean, he was even getting into supplementing. What I remember is sarsaparilla was his one. He talked about it like it was a tea booster. I tried it. I didn't see anything from it. I never saw anything out of creatine either. That doesn't mean it's not worth trying. I don't see anything out of caffeine. But I love coffee. But I'll fall asleep on 2 pots of coffee. I just like it. Tommy really liked the sarsaparilla. He said it worked great for him. So it is what it is. You gotta give things a whirl. You gotta give shit a try, or shit a shot. Get a little alliteration in there. Sounds better. So the grippers are great. Now most stuff in your life, you're doing this through the air until you grab something, and then you have a static contraction. Okay? You're here, or you're here, maybe you're here, and then you squeeze real hard. Either to hold on to it, or if, for the example of a fist, to make it hard. Okay? Bruce Lee didn't hold his hands tight super all the time while he was getting ready to smack you in the face or do his 1-inch punch. He had his hand loose, and then right before he hit you, he closed it, boom, and then it was open again. So most of the time, that's the resistance you get. Okay? Until you get a thing, and then it's a static contraction. All right? These are cool because they train you through this. So if you're grabbing something and you're training dynamically, but you're getting stronger all the way through here to here, and then you can squeeze harder. Okay? So if you don't know anything about these, my recommendation, because there's a lot of choices and they're all awesome. They're all awesome. Go to gripboard.com. We got a list of sponsors at the top of the page. Iron Mind's on there. And their grippers now look more like this. These are the older ones. So the springs are shinier and they're just a little cleaner looking. They're engraved a little nicer. I mean, a little more attention to detail. Sexy. You got Gillingham's got his grippers on there. They're gorgeous. You get them in different colors, different strengths, all kinds of stuff. Go there. Don't go to Walmart or Dick's Sporting Goods store or Academy or whatever. Get a good gripper. It'll last you longer than you will live. And it will never fail you. It'll always be there. and it's a little bit more complicated than like a 45-pound plate, where it doesn't, a 45-pound plate doesn't need to be super high end unless it needs to be calibrated. So for your garage gym, generic 45-pound plate's fine, but your rack or your bar needs to be good. Same as with the grippers. Just spend the $20 or whatever it is now, $25, and get a good fucking gripper. Get two. Not one for each hand, but different strengths. Alright? They're awesome. Now, we talked about Warren. Warren invented them. Mr. Strawson sold them through Iron Mind for a while, and then he changed a couple of things in the design and made his own and sold and sells his own. And then Warren kept making his own. He was doing his own thing, which was awesome, because then the grip guys were able to customize grippers. Like this. I used to give my Christmas presents. They're so cool. And this is stainless steel knurled handles. And it's twice as heavy, which is similar to the way you used to make them. They weren't knurled, they were smooth. He thought the aluminum idea for the handles is genius because it cut the cost on shipping, which made the grippers more affordable. But this is a super advanced, so it'd be like a 1.5, just below a 2, and it's just a very cool gripper. And I love it. And Warren made it specifically for me because I talked to him on the phone, told him what I would like. I said, yeah, no problem. I wrote him the check. It cleared. He made it for me. He'd mail me the grippers, and he would not only mail me the gripper, he would give me handwritten letters to go along with it. Were like 2 pages long. Just the coolest dude in the world. And he wrote in cursive. Cursive! We're talking old school. Old school. Good grippers are awesome. We can talk about the Gripinator, and I could do a video on that if the grip guys want that. That's helped me immensely with my 3 certification. But yeah, Warren Tedding. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. If Randall Strawson hadn't partnered up with him, most of us wouldn't be doing what we're doing. If Richard Soren hadn't set the bar, closing the 3, to give us something to shoot for, most of us wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So those pioneers are important in your life. They give you goals to shoot for, and there's going to be people that eventually surpass it. And that's called breaking records and making it your own going forward. But you don't break a record unless some son of a bitch gave everything he had to that thing to set a record. So you always respect those guys. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be doing it in the first fucking place. Anyways, remember grippers. They're awesome. We covered the small footprint, which is a huge bonus with this. You throw it in your pocket. I mean, you don't even need a gym bag for these things. I saw Dan Sandoza, which if I fucked up the pronunciation of your last name, I apologize, at the Capitol of the United States of America, wearing a Milo shirt, which was an Iron Mind shirt. And he was a 3 closer, and he had one in his pocket. I couldn't get close to closing it because I had suntan lotion all over my hands. I was all slippery. I'm no Dave Morton, where you grease up number 3s and just smash it shut. Yeah, whatever. It was amazing. But that's how I got to meet Dan. Very cool dude. Very strong dude. We covered the grip board. If you get into look, being strong this way will carry over throughout your life. If you're a grappler, it's going to be huge when you're grabbing guys and pulling them in. To pull somebody in, you got to grab a hold of them. All right. If you're on this for self-defense, usually people wear what we like to call fucking clothes. All right. You got to grab a hold of somebody's clothes, and you got a strong grip. You own them. You own them. I've seen this in practice. Okay? It works really well. It's going to help in all gun handling. Fucking gun handling. And then dealing with recoil. Think this might be important? I guarantee it is. All right? It helps a lot. I know another guy, no professional, but a champion shooter. Todd. We were talking about this stuff. He was really good at the gun play, and I was really good at the grip stuff. And I was showing him this, and he incorporated it into his training for shooting, and it worked really well. Really well. Manipulating the gun, that was so much easier for him. It just worked. It's like, taking a debate, practicing debating and reading Socrates and philosophy, and then going back, do that for a year and then go out and debate, and then suddenly you're like, oh my goodness, this was so valuable. Well, no shit. All right. Grippers are fantastic. Fantastic. Heavy duty grippers. You could probably put that in the fucking Googles. But just go to Gripboard. Gripboard.com. List of sponsors at the top. Click on the fucking links there. Fantastic. And there's all kinds of grip tools. We're just talking about the grippers. They're just so cool. Oh, holy shit. I talked 20, almost 3 minutes on grippers. I think that's good. All right. I love you. Hopefully, somebody will buy a gripper. And I'm not getting anything out of this. I love all of you. Bye.